Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really sorry I did not push the video before. I mean, push is technically a good term, but anyways, fuck it. I did not put out a video before because I was moving from SF Bay Area to Seattle metro area, technically from San Jose to Redmond, and I did not get time, honestly speaking. Now that I'm here, let's talk about some fun stuff for like few seconds and then we'll dive right into the topic. So first fun stuff for me at least is I finally made my home setup, the work from home setup. And this time I decided to go with one portrait and one landscape monitor. I did not choose it just out of my willingness. It's just the fact that this hall is quite small. This apartment that I'm living in is quite small, and both of the monitors in proper landscape mode was taking too much of space, and it was just pushing the TV on the other side, and then there was like less space for the bed. So I got creative and put a monitor, one in portrait, one in landscape. I'll use it for a couple of days and then give my honest review. To be honest, I'm kind of hitting the setup. It's just like one long piece of display, and then I cannot use it for literally anything. People say it's good for reading code and like something like Slack and Teams, but personally I don't feel it that way, or maybe I'm just used to my previous setup. So we'll figure that out in then sometime. And the next fun thing is I finally got a good nice TV, and the only motivation for me to splurge at this TV was when I was going through all of that layoff shit and like whatever in my previous job. I thought maybe when I get some time, I'll play some good video games, because for me video games are like good stress reliever, and I wasn't even finding time to play video games. So I thought next time when I play video games, I better enjoy those video games. So I technically upgraded my TV. I went from a normal mid-range TV to kind of mid-high range TV with good HDR and good gaming capabilities. Like all those contrast ratio, 120 hertz, etc. Whatever you might call it. I'm kind of impressed. I recently played 2019 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, and now I'm playing Alan Wake 2, which is kind of awesome. Like if I turn off these lights at night, it becomes like completely dark, and then I can just I can see all the visual effects, and the colors really pop. And then there is HDR effects, which is like unbelievably good. Now I'm regretting that 2 years ago I should have spent $300 $400 more and got like a one step up TV than trying to save money and getting like a normal TV, because I would have enjoyed those games 2 years ago. Anyways, now let's dive deep into the topic. Fanfluencers and why I think it's hurting the industry. Now, for the uninitiated, those who are new to my channel, FAN stands for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Although this term has broadened in the past couple of years, it technically includes all of the companies who pay good amount of money with good benefits and have a prestige in the industry. What do you mean by prestige? Prestige means, if you get one of these companies on your resume for 2 years or 3 years, you will never have a problem getting a job interview ever again. I have seen that firsthand myself. A person who gets laid off from maybe like an Amazon, or who voluntarily quits, maybe from Amazon or any of these fan companies, I don't think they ever have a problem landing an interview. Now, the second thing is, what are these fan influencers? Well, these fan influencers are people who make videos about their life in the industry. They're working, they basically do mini vlogs and shorts and TikTok content and Instagram content and everything, depicting what they do and how good is it to work in the industry. Now, personally, I don't care about what you say. Even I am an influencer. I don't like to call myself an influencer because I just make videos raw. Like this video I'm editing or this video that I'm recording will go through 0 edits before it hits the internet. So I don't consider myself as an influencer, but I do consider myself as a content creator, to be honest. And I have zero problems with any of the content creators and whatever they do. But my only problems is, a coin has two sides, heads and tails. So if you are showing the good side of something, show the bad sides of that particular thing as well, right? In this industry, there are so many bad things that I have encountered over the past how much ever year I have been working. Cutthroat competition, one of them. I just recently experienced this in my previous job. When I was looking for my when anyways, I'll come back to it later. Fuck it. So cutthroat competition, especially in like big cities like Bay Area, New York, where the actual jobs are. The competition is cutthroat right now in the market to get a job. You have to be a lead code monkey. You have to be a system designs person. You have to be a people pleaser. Like you have to have good soft skills, and you need to have all three of this and time management and luck to get a job in this industry right now. Nobody nobody in Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever Reddit or whatever media platform there is focusing on this dark reality that all these five stars need to align for you to break into tech at this moment. And I'm not even considering situations for new college grads right now. The situations for new college grads is horrible, like really, really horrible. There was this LinkedIn post or tweet going around where a professor at University of California, Berkeley was telling how some of his brightest students are not able to find a job in this economy, computer science students. For those who don't know, University of California, Berkeley is probably like in top 5 or 6 universities in the United States at this point of time. I did not even apply to UCB because I know there is no point in applying because they will straight away reject me. I think at that point of time, I heard from seniors and other people that they only look into your applications if you have a paper published or if you have some patents or something like that in your name. And I was like tight on money, so I did not apply there. I anyways know I can't afford the fees of University of California, Berkeley, and the living costs of living in California in 2019, so I did not apply. But it's a good college, like UCB, MIT, Harvard, they're like really good college in terms of computer science. And when you see new grads from those universities not able to find a job, it's really heartbreaking. And no social media influencer is covering that. That new grads from like the top 10 universities, which is already very competitive to get in, is not able to find a job right now. And it's not because they are not talented. They are fucking talented students, because if you're sitting in UCB or MIT or Stanford or CMU, you are talented. But then the fact is there are no jobs for these entry levels. So their core audience that they want to bring to tech and they want to influence, they are probably not even being considered for the job market or whatever dream they are selling them. And they won't tell you that. Like they'll just tell you, hey, this is good, this is that. But okay, just say that it's not for you. It's just for people who have 3 years of industry experience, and only then a day in life of software engineer, or my free lunch is valid. Like just say them out bluntly and on their face. The next thing that they will not tell you about is performance pressure, stress life, work stress life balance, whatever you want to call it, and also strict rules. I am not even kidding. Like there is a process called as PIP, which is Performance Improvement Program in the industry. Those who work in the industry, you know it, guys. I don't need to explain it to you. Those who don't work in the industry, it's just a way for HR to fire you in a legal manner. So once you are put on PIP, no matter what you do, technically it's a program designed to elevate your performance, bring your performance up, but it never works. 99.9% of the time, it's just a way for your manager and the HR to gain documents or to gain information about you, proof about you, so that if you sue them in court telling I have been fired on a discriminationary ground, like on basis of gender or religion or anything else, they will have this documentation to prove in court that hey, we just fired this person on a performance basis. So tip number one, if you are in a PIP in any company here, just start looking for a new job. Like it's not worth it. You're going to lose in the end. Spend those 30, 40, 50, 90 days to like start looking for a new job, because they have already made up your mind to fire you. That's the second thing. And no social media influencer will talk about this. Like if you are showing the good sides, show the bad sides as well, right? I have worked in non-tech industry as well. I was working in customer support for a company back in India, and I know friends here in US who are working in different parts of the industry. Some are working in automotive, some are working in chemical engineering, some are working in retail, some are working in other industries which are not tech. And even when I tell them about this, even they are shocked. They're like, we didn't know about this thing. Is it legal? It's 100% legal. One particular company whose name I will not take. One particular company started this trend, and it has spread like a virus to all the companies, all the big companies, and now it's spreading to other financial companies as well in New York. So no FANG influencer will tell you about this. And there are people who are really stressed about that. You have to hit that metric. I was watching a video by some other YouTuber whose name I forgot, but I'm pretty sure you might have seen him as well. He does comedy sketches and pretends that he's Varun. He's the only brown guy in his team of whatever engineers. Kind of funny, but in one of his recent video, he was talking that how he feels that when he went to one of these warehouses, it was just a number. How many packages do you deliver? How many, whatever packages do you pack in a minute? How many packages do you, disassemble in a minute or some shit like that? And he tried to compare it with how the performance of engineers is evaluated in the industry. How many lines of code do you write? How many lines of, how many PRs you have put? How many, whatever bugs you have squashed, or how many, all these things are tracked. The hard truth is nobody tells you in all these social media influencing, nobody tells you that when they make a video of day in life of software engineer, each line of code that you write gets tracked, gets fed into a system which decides if this engineer is worth it or the engineer is not worth it. For example, I know some good engineers who got laid off in 2022 and 2023. Good engineers as in like they know how to write code, they know how to debug, they have excellent communication skills. And they just got laid off because in whatever that matrix was populated, they did not hit certain metric. And there are various reasons you could not hit certain metrics. What if you were on a maternity leave for the past 6 months or 7 months or 8 months or 9 months or whatever the time is? I'm not sure of that. So you definitely not code. What if you went to India for your passport stamping or whatever, it takes about a month, and you were not able to, obviously you took a PTO, so you will not code at that point of time. And so those metrics, your metrics for those quarters are now in red. And if the layoff happens during that quarter, you are just gone. And no social media influencer will tell you about this thing. And I'm so baffled to see that, just show the dark sides of the industry as well. I am not against it. Like whatever these tech companies are doing, even I work in tech. Tech puts food on my table. So I am not telling they are doing something bad or they are not, it should not be done. Let them do whatever they want. Like, they are the ones who pay us. So we have to be like a slave to them and work for them. I'm not even arguing that. But when you show the rosy things on social media, at least show the reality as well. One influencer keeps coming on my Instagram reel. I have forgotten her name. And honestly, even if I knew, I will not take any names or any company names in this video. Her entire selling point is that I had 0 rank in IIT or JEE exams, and still I'm working as some sort of a tech influencer or like entrepreneur or something, and like they are making 220K or something. Good for her, but how are you connecting your IIT JEE rank, which happened like 10 years ago, to what you are doing 10 years right now? It's just to fish for people who are right now failing in IIT JEE, who are getting 0 marks in or whatever that percentile is in IIT JEE. So you are just feeding on someone's insecurity and selling some course to themselves, to those people, which is fine. Okay, capitalism, this and that, but these kind of things annoy me. And people who consume those content or people who consume that content, they don't know that they are being taken advantage of. Now, another thing I wanted to say was, all these reels which say, oh, I am earning 250K in like, whatever, Bay Area or this and that, and I go on vacations or I go on weekends for, work from home, working for a month or something in an Airbnb in Tahoe or something. I call that bullshit. I have worked in Bay Area, and I can assure you, anybody who is making $250,000 a year does not have the time to make YouTube videos, or he does not have the time to make any social media content. And probably that's the reason why I am making the content, because I don't earn $250,000 a year. Jokes aside, that is the reality, honestly. So anytime you see a reel that, oh, I make 200K a year working remotely, or anyways, I make 200K a year, and you go to their profile and every day they're posting some video, they are not making 200K. Maybe in some job they made 250K, but right now they are not. There is not one engineer who is making 250K in this economy who has time to make these YouTube shorts and YouTube videos or whatever platform you guys are using. So now, why do these guys do it? Just for fun? Just to sell their course? No. I have a conspiracy theory for this, and this conspiracy theory might fucking blow your mind. Now, most of these tech people, most of these influencers, they're in the EB2 visa category, and so they think, or it might not be true, because I cannot, I don't have any proof to say it, but I have heard in the industry that there's something called as EB1A or EB1C, where you are considered, you basically come forward in queue. So right now the queue for EB2 visa is, I don't know, like 120, 130 years. But for EB1 visa, it's like 10, 11 years. And you have to prove certain 9 or 11 things to USCIS to show that, hey, I am worthy of getting an EB1 visa. And there are like 9 or 10 points that you have to check on that list. Publications, this, that, blah, blah, whatever. And there is one point, technically it was for PhDs, but it has been abused for so long. So I don't know what the actual rules are right now. So one of the point is, you are popular, or you have influenced, your industry in some way which has created positive impact. So what these influencers might do is they might get a good following, and then they might go to their home country, which is India, of course, everybody knows that. They might go to their home country, India or whatever, pay the local news channel like $500, get featured on the news, and then use that news article or that news clip to show back to USCIS that, hey, whatever work I did here has, impacted society for good. Basically media coverage, and, I'm fucking forgetting that name, but that's what it is. And I strongly feel that might be one of the reasons that people are doing it. The other reason is definitely to sell courses. If somebody has worked in, one tech company for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that kind of makes sense. Okay, fine. You're just working and working and working. That person will never get time to make any videos, honestly speaking. Other kind of person, okay, I have worked here 1 year, I have worked here 1 year, I have worked here 1 year, I have worked here 1 year. Now I have everything on my resume, FAANG FANG on my resume. And now I will sell you courses so that even you, whatever, pay me and I'll make a living out of it. Nothing wrong with that. It's capitalism. Make money however you want to make money. But as an educated viewer, I want you to know that anybody who has worked for 5 companies in 1 year, like Facebook or Microsoft or whatever tech companies, one year each, just to get that name on the resume, is scamming you, honestly speaking. Nobody leaves the company in 1 year. Nobody leaves the company in 2 years. Most of the people try to stay for 4 years to get the stocks vest. If somebody is leaving every 6 months to a new company, every 1 year to a new company, they aren't even taking their first stock vest. So that kind of makes me think that you are just here for the name on the resume. You have not actually worked on anything. And trust me, if you work in any of the big companies, the first 2-3 months, you are fucking useless. You don't know the tech stack. You don't know the code base. You don't know who or what your team does, how the process works and everything. So anytime I see someone working in a big tech company for like 4 years, I just assume that his actual experience is 4 years minus 3 or 4 months, because the first 3-4 months you're just like ramping up. So yeah, that's another thing that they won't tell you. Like, okay, I have gotten all of these things on my resume, but did you actually learn anything? No, dude, you just did lead code and just like, negotiated this and that and whatever, increased your package compensation, left your stocks, whatever you did. Nothing wrong with that. Do whatever you want. It's capitalistic market, make money however you want. But don't hide that thing from your audience and tell that, oh, I have worked in 5 different companies. Just be honest. Yeah, I could not figure out what happened in first 6 months. I thought this is the only way I'll make money in my life, selling courses and getting resumes, names on my this thing. So I just did that. Just be honest, dude. Like, people in the industry know. Like, I know. If you are watching, you're in this industry, you know how it works, correct? So it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, yeah. Now the thing is where to take your advice from. Like, where to take your advice from. Like, if you can't go to these social media influencers, who will tell you what to do? Well, first thing I have told in my previous video as well, try to find people who have been in the industry for long. For me, it's my sister, and for me, it's my brother-in-law. And yeah, again, they have worked in industry for 10, 11 years. And they have not even made one YouTube video or like a one Instagram reel or anything like that, because they are busy with their life and they are busy with their works. So people who actually know what's going on in the industry, how the industry works, and those who are in the industry for long, they don't have time to make this thing. You'll always find like these 1, 2, 3, 4 years people doing this thing. Anyways, yeah, I'm fortunate enough that I have somebody in my life that I can go and directly ask for advice. My sister, she has worked for one of the big tech companies for I think around a decade now, and my brother-in-law, he also has worked for another tech company for I guess a decade now. So they have seen all permutations and combinations, the ups and downs of business cycle, layoff, hiring, performance improvement programs, whatever, team change, showing your impact, this, that, whatever. They have been through it all. So when I go to them, it's kind of like a free advice for me. And I really think that if they start their own consultancy around that, or they start charging for their advice, they will make a good amount of money. But they just don't care. And so yeah, again, yeah, that's the thing. Whatever you see on Instagram, YouTube, this, that, blah, blah, it's just one side of the industry. I have no problems with that. Like, do it. But then again, show the other side as well, right? At least speak about it. Nothing's gonna change, right? All these PIP process, stress, this, that, etc., not gonna go away. Because again, if somebody is paying you 6-figure salary, or like above average salary, like if somebody is paying you the top 1% of the salary in United States or any country, they will make you work for it. That's basic capitalism. I'm not denying that. But at least show it, because there are a lot of people who will get influenced by it and then will try and will get frustrated, will commit suicide or whatever, like fuck up their mental health because of one job in the industry. Give like a clear picture. Say the pros and say the cons. Hey, this is the pro of it, this is the con of it, now you decide. And I feel right now it's just the pro of it, nobody's saying about the cons. Anyways, I hope this video kind of makes sense. Yeah, I'll upload it. I know I won't get any views on this one because the lighting is shit, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.